Our military men and women put their lives on the line every day to protect our country. Former Army medic Luke Merideth experienced this firsthand after losing a close friend on the battlefield.
Hi, my name is Pastor Luke Merideth of Dream City, Colorado City, and I wanted to tell you a story about a personal hope hero of mine. When I was in the military and I was deployed to a war zone, I was deployed as a combat medic, a naval hospital corpsman, so we were in support of the Navy and the Marines out in the field. And we ate breakfast with people sometimes who died on our table later that day. And one of those people was Corporal Jason Dunham. So when he came to us, he was in critical condition. We were doing everything we could. We were hurrying, we were rushing, and we provided, I believe, excellent care, but despite our best efforts, we lost him that day. What we didn't know was that earlier that day, his actions would get him the Medal of Honor. And so when you lose somebody, and when you think about people in the military who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom, we feel, this sadness, we feel conflict, we feel like we sent these young folks out there, and the worst case scenario happened. We don't tend to feel hope. But I wanted to share a little bit about this story that might help us feel a little bit of hope, for this situation when we think back on these things. Jason Dunham was a 22-year-old kid from New York. He was the same age as me at that time. And so when we lost him, we felt angry, we felt guilty, we felt sad. And the beautiful and hopeful, the part of it that's full of hope is that his family, they have to grieve and they never get him back. But he got the once in a lifetime chance, once in a generation chance to die and receive a hero's legacy. His family gets to carry the pride of the fact that he was awarded the Medal of Honor for the rest of their lives. This man has an award, he has a legacy, and so I don't think that any of the members of the American military or the families that have lost people would want us to feel hopeless. They would want us to feel hopeful that these people fulfilled their destiny. They signed on that dotted line, and some of them, gave their all, and that's a beautiful legacy in a way.
Well, today we are tuning in with the Executive Director of the Short Creek Dream Center, Luke Merideth. Luke, we're so glad you're with us today.
Glad to be here, thank you.
Now, Pastor Luke, you have tuned in before to talk about the Short Creek Dream Center, but today we're talking about a very different season of your life, and that was when you were in the military. You told us a beautiful story about how you were a medic in the battlefield and how you lost a friend, a very dear friend to you one day. And I want to ask you, what compelled you to join the military in the first place?
It's kind of a funny story. A friend of mine came into the locker room one day when I was in high school and said he was going to join the military. And I told him that was a very, very stupid idea. And so I went to the recruiter's office with him to try and convince him not to join. And what happened was I sat there and I heard the recruiter's spiel too. And when he talked about, the benefits and the fellowship, the camaraderie, and all the things that the military provided, I actually ended up signing up and my friend didn't.
Isn't that funny how things work like that? So what did you do after you left the military?
I left the military, I had my nursing license. And so I was practicing as a nurse.
So how have your past experiences shaped you and prepared you to be where you are at now?
My past experiences, including the military and the things that happened in my life after that, have helped me to be more resilient. The military itself gave me a lot of really good traits. So for one, enhanced maturity. It definitely helped me to mature, find ways of self-improvement, both physically and mentally. I got to know myself quite a bit better because of pressures and things like that I was put under. And so it created some resiliency and helped me get through some of the latter stages of my life.
Now, Pastor Luke, I know you've also been involved in different organizations like the Phoenix Dream Center and Dream City Church, and we have a lot of programs that aid veterans who are on the street. So what is the importance of the church in helping and aiding veterans?
I can't overstate the importance of the church in engaging veterans at all. When you take off the uniform for the last time, you feel like you're losing something, and you're losing an element of camaraderie and fellowship, and you're losing a huge piece of your identity. And so, if you're not already involved in church and know Jesus and have that fellowship, that is absolutely crucial, to get veterans engaged so that they have that a mission surrounding them, so that they can work with people of, similar mission and a similar mind, and have a purpose again. The church provided that for me, and it helped me to get out of the muck and the mire that I put myself in after I got out of the military.
So, how is your story and your friend's story inspiring hope in other veterans?
I think the story of getting out of the military and coming to know Jesus Christ, and getting to really engage in a church fellowship provides hope in that you have a purpose again, you have a mission again, you have people that you can speak a similar language with, and they understand you, they understand the things that you're going through in life, and you can join together in certain ways to attack your problems. I think that the church provides that kind of hope.
That's amazing. So, my question to you would be that statement you made in our video that your friend that day had the honor of getting to die a hero. Can you kind of go into that a little more?
So that actually comes from a story where I was sitting next to one of the other medics in my platoon, and we had just lost somebody. And he, out of nowhere, he said, I don't have any sympathy for these guys. Now he was kind of, a different type of guy, and it sounded kind of harsh. And I said, wait, what do you mean? And he said that he looked at it as they received a legacy. They had the chance to go out on the battlefield, and the once in a generation chance to be known for sacrificing their life in service for their country. And he even went on to say, that he's going to go home and die in a car accident or old age or something like that, and that he was a little bit jealous of that hero's legacy that they had received. So that's the silver lining, the bright side. And I'd also remember that anybody who signs up for that is putting their life and their honor on the line, just in case of that exact circumstance.
Well, Pastor Luke, we thank you and we honor you today for what you have done in serving our country, as well as the people of the Short Creek Dream Center. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Well, if you are a veteran or you know a veteran who needs that sense of community, who needs that help, go to dreamcitychurch.us to find out how you or they can get involved.